Visiting Ethiopia is a true adventure. Historic churches and monuments, ancient traditions and tribal communities, colorful festivals, sweeping views, extraordinary biodiversity, and the best coffee you'll ever taste. Totally different from its more popular East African neighbors, it's a wild, wonderful, unpredictable land. Historic monuments. Ethiopia's cultural heritage is all around you, from the statues and monuments, to the ancient buildings and traditions. It's the only African nation never to be colonized by a European empire, although it was briefly occupied by Mussolini. Ethiopians still use ciao as their goodbye. Ethiopia's rich history is best understood by visiting the country and seeing the ancient monuments, stood firm for centuries, towering above. The famous, rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, centuries old and still in use today, are one of Ethiopia's most cultural and historically important sites. Continue exploring to find the Fuzil Gebi fortress complex in Gondar, and the ancient towering obelisks in the old capital of Axum. Keep going and you'll find Harar, with her maze of cobbled streets and stone walls, mosques, and hyenas. Beautiful landscapes. Ethiopia has some of the most staggering vistas anywhere on the continent. The Ethiopian highlands are famous for being one of the largest areas of continuous highlands anywhere on the continent, and over 60% of all of East Africa's highlands are found in Ethiopia. The Simien Mountains National Park are one of the country's most spectacular mountain ranges, and if you head south, the Bale Mountains National Park are one of the country's best wildlife destinations and the best place to find the endemic Ethiopian wolf. A short excursion from the picturesque lakeside town of Bahir Dar is the Blue Nile Falls, one of Africa's most impressive waterfalls. Biodiversity. There is plenty of wildlife to be found in Ethiopia, and the country has an impressive number of endemic species. The iconic and endangered Ethiopian wolf can only be found here, and it remains the rarest canid in the world, but sightings are common in the Bale Mountains. In the Simien Mountains, you'll find other endemics like the woolly ibex, giant mountain goats with massive horns, black maned lions, rarely seen, and mountain nyala. Most famous of all is the gelada monkey, or bleeding heart monkey. This iconic animal is found only in Ethiopia, and you'll see them in large troops playing on the fields in the Simiens. If you head to Gambela National Park, you'll find savanna roaming species like elephants, zebra, wildebeests, buffalo, and giraffes. In Harar, you can feed the hyenas that roam outside the city walls. In the lakes of Ethiopia, you'll find crocodiles, hippos, and pelicans, and a diversity of bird life, including the white-cheeked trico, the blue-winged goose and the rugged rail. The cradle of humanity. Lucy, known locally as Danknesh, the skeleton of an early hominin species dating back more than 3.2 million years, was discovered in Ethiopia in 1974, and she wasn't the first of her kind to be found in the country. This has led many to believe that humanity first evolved from our primate ancestors in ancient Ethiopia. The Awash Valley and Amo Valley are deemed important paleontological sites by UNESCO, and a replica of Lucy can be seen in the country's National Museum.